here's the tiny tank. I introduced some hornwort that had some extra snails on it. There's my goldfish in there. The tank may look gross, but it's just a reflection of the carpet onto it from the floor. Yeah. You can see my hand in that reflection there. But yeah, there's a goldfish back there. He's a little stressed out because I just changed some water after I put in some hornwort. Made sure it had some pest snails on it for him to chill with. He's a happy guy. So I'm going to change out the substrate for something a little nicer. Well, I'm probably not going to change it. I'm just going to throw something else on top of it. Probably some sand, maybe some fine gravel. I don't mind gravel vacking, honestly. Maybe I'll do an actual dirted tank where I'll put dirt and cap it with sand. But then I'll have to change out the filter because anyone who has experience with a sand tank with any type of filter hanging on back, you know what happens to the impellers. So yeah, I might change it out for a bubbler filter, whatever. But yeah, see, he's just fine. He's around 5 years old. He's been chilling in there for a while now. Been in there for a good 4 or 6 months now. Doing just fine. I have the temp nice and low. So I don't, so I can wait till next time I'm at the fish store. I can convince my dad to get some better food that's in pellet form, or because like this stuff just, he doesn't really get a chance to get to this stuff because it usually just gets sucked up into the filter, or he just doesn't even see it because of the reflection confusing him. He's stupid. But yeah, he's just a little goldfish. Oh, he's actually pretty big. He's half the size of my hand. Yeah, he's a goofball. See? He's not really too bad off. I give him an antifungal treatment once every couple months, and put some salt in there too, and make sure, do it Looks Goldie style. Make sure he's all healthy, because you really gotta baby these fancy goldfish. But yeah, this tank has no light on it. The only light is from the window. I try to make sure my dad opens the blinds every day so that it can help his, well, I don't know the gender, but it can help the goldfish's circadian rhythm. And I have pothos growing out of the big tank, which I might bring some down to this small tank. Yeah, it's just a tiny tank doing tiny tank things. He's so much happier. Like, if he's nervous or scared or anything, he'll go behind the hornwort. I want to get more plants, get it a proper substrate, give the snails some more food. But I got to keep the temp low, because, if it's too high, he'll be running around everywhere and, speeds up literally everything, which means the tank gets dirty faster. The goldfish gets hungrier, risks starving. I basically have this entire fish tank on energy saver mode. Usually I like to run my fancy fish at a higher temperature, but with that there's reduced oxygen exchange. Just a bunch of bad things I don't really want. It's a lot easier to keep a tank at a lower temperature. He certainly doesn't seem to mind. It reduces the rate of infection, lowers the risk of anything bad happening to him. He does have a healthy wen. See? Yeah, he was actually originally gray when I first got him, but I think, the color of the substrate as he grew turned him a lighter color. Because believe it or not, that's how goldfish work. They're really weird. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep this tank healthy. I originally had the tank with salt water all throughout because it was just going to be a quarantine tank till it got better, until I decided that, alright, if the Oscar can beat up a convict, maybe a goldfish isn't a good idea. So, yeah. I just want to help improve this tank for him, make him look a lot nicer, and give him more to do. Maybe I'll get him some guppy buds that won't grow too big, some tetras, because this tank can only handle so much of a bio load. It's only 20 gallons, and as much as that's barely enough for a fish of his size, I think the main issue is the lack of enrichment. So if I can give him a friend to chase around, someone to hang out with, I feel like that'll be good for him. But I'm taking this tank day by day, and as things progress, I'll let you guys know. This is just the start of this fish tank, really. It's been sitting in this exact spot for many months before any fish were in it. And I dumped some food in when I first started the tank so that a lot of bacteria would grow. And boy, did it. The whole walls of the tank were thick with bacteria, which is perfect, which means it can handle the bio load of this guy easy. I've cleaned it up since. There was no cycle to go through. I make sure I change around 5 cups of this every 3 days when I'm here, and then the rest of the time when I'm at my mom's, you can just chill, because I message my dad to feed him once every couple days. People really overfeed their fish. Something I've learned from Father Fish. You only need to feed them every day, a couple days. Not really multiple times a day, unless you're pushing for growth, like I was with this guy right here. But since this guy's as full grown as I can really get him, because this tank is, because he's left in this big tank without a water change for months and months, because it was just him, and it was 60 gallons of water. Nitrates and ammonia and nitrates were never a problem, but they produce a hormone, and I didn't want that to become an issue. As I was saying, goldfish produce a hormone that slows their growth to accommodate the size of the area they're in, and that kind of stunted his growth a little bit. But he's still a bigger fish than most goldfish I see get, so I don't think I did too bad of a job. I don't know if the brown stuff on the end of his fins are fungus, or it's just how they are. He survived all of the stuff on his fins. I think it's just how they are, because it survived numerous methylene blue treatments and salt treatments and all that, so I'm not willing to dump more money into medications. He seems to be doing just fine. Moving slow, because I have the tank set at a colder temperature than is optimal for fancy fish. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on this tank. Eventually I'll get it a substrate that's not biomedia. As long as my snails are alive, I know that, the goldfish will be too.